So, it's been months. How are you guys doing? I mean, it's been a long while since I posted a Conclave video, but I guess this is what I've got. Sorry I couldn't upload, there's a lot of shit, etc, etc. I won't delve too deep into it. Anywho, I'm here to review a ridiculously good gun. Bratton Vandal. Outside of Conclave, it's just mastery fodder, but inside of Conclave, it is amazing. If there's one thing that is really good in Conclave, it's extra damage with decent fire rate. Now, in comparison to its Ray Prime counterpart, this is what you get. Prime has higher fire rates, higher ammo maximum, higher magazine, but longer reload time, less slash and impact damage, and a bit more puncture damage. Impact is getting good. So basically, these ones are good against some of the more tanky frames, I guess. But from what I've seen, it's a really good gun. As for that, let's see here. I'm about to talk about a few things that I've found out over the course of a couple weeks, I guess. Occasionally, you get into a gunfight, and then and both of you start shooting at each other. None of you try strafing, neither of you try moving. It's just what I like to call a DPS pissing contest. I can shoot more bullets than you can. No, I can. And in the end, someone comes along. Either A, you kill the guy, they swoop along, and someone else kills them and maybe steals both the oro. B, of that route, he gets your oro but then dies. Or C, he gets your oro and then runs off. Anyway, usually, for what I've seen, it's got great accuracy, great stats, and pretty decent headshot multiplier. The only problem is ammo consumption, but since, like, Conclave has ammo out the ass, it's not really much of an issue, because there are ammo boxes everywhere. And I mean everywhere. If I had a computer, I'd probably edit like something like ammo boxes covering the entire map or something, but unfortunately I don't have that. Anywho, moving on from there. Vakar Sidon got a buff. Now, since his passive is toggled by channeling, well, if you turn it back to the old mode, it's actually a pretty decent weapon when someone tries to get into a melee fight with you. Block a few hits, proceed to flashbang them, back off a bit, and shoot them in the face. Stubba's also really good, but same problem as the Bratton Vandal. Kind of shit ammo economy. Pretty great fire rate though, and it's mainly slash and impact. Let's see here. Mirage, I've come to love. She is a very powerful Warframe. Her Eclipse plus her first ability, the Shadow Clones or whatever. Hall of Mirrors, there we go. And it basically allows her to get almost around 45% extra damage. And if you combined it with this, it usually finishes them off within a couple seconds. The only problem is with her abilities. Hall of Mirrors only lasts 4 freaking seconds. That's it. Sleight of Hand is really great as well. If you team up in team annihilation with a Vauban, you can basically trap health orbs to basically insta-kill people. 100 blast damage plus 90 blast damage usually is enough for some Warframes. If they spec a bit more into the mobility than health, it might kill them in one go. Plus, if you want, you can also have it so that most people that are looking for a health orb are wounded. So, yeah. Get some cheeky kills without really doing much. Okay. 15% damage increase, damage reduction 28%. You can stack that with the Trendy's Blessing as well as Agara's glass thing. You know, all those glass shards swirling around Agara? To get roughly around a 75% damage reduction, turning you into a pseudo tank. Yeah, it's basically God mode until the entire enemy team decides, hey, fuck that guy, and turns all their guns on you. And here is Prism. Anyone within a certain duration gets blinded. Certain range gets blinded. The damage, as you can see, is 18 radiation, and that's per beam. If you get hit by the main sort of disco ball of it, does a frick ton of damage. That's like around, let's see, can you do math? What's 18 times 11? Okay, time is up. The answer is 198 damage. That's pretty much enough to one-shot most people. Plus, it keeps going, the lasers keep going, and sometimes you can get some pretty decent kills with this. The problem, however, is the amount of time it takes to charge up. The cast animation is roughly 2.5 seconds. Maybe around 3 seconds. I probably should time that. Moving on from that, as the thing has moved on, not much has been added to the roster due to the new frames. Cora's here, as well as, let's see, where's her? Gara. And going on from that, we have Equinox, Excalibur, and then Excalibur Umbra. By the way, little tip for new people. Basically, Valkyr makes everything easy mode. Oh, and one last thing. Wukong is actually pretty decent. The main playstyle I have for him is this. Give me a second. Upgrade. Serrated edges. Hide around the map. Get 100 energy, then pop out and wreck people. So the impact damage goes down, but the puncture damage goes up. Yep, so this is basically just to give you guys an update, and that's it.